I don't know, this video might get a little rambly, so pardon the rambling going ons, but yeah, I'm a week away from, well, at the time of publishing this video, I am a week away from um launching my next Kickstarter for my brand new comic, Robbie Robo. And yeah, I just leading up to this, it's the last few weeks I've just been like, man, this is a lot. Not the amount of work, even though the amount of work is a lot. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's something. Maybe I don't know what it is. I just feel like should I be doing this? Is this going to lead anywhere? Does anybody else feel like that? Like you're out there, you're creating your comic, you're creating your book, and yeah, you just, I don't know if it's just frustration about why things take so long, even though in the back of your head you know that things take a long time. You know that, you know, overnight sensations aren't really overnight sensations. There's that saying that show me an overnight sensation and I'll show you 10 years worth of hard work or something like that. But it's just yeah, I mean, in the back of my head I've just been like, man, is it even worth it, you know? Is it even really ever going to happen? Where, and when I say going to happen, it's what I want is the end goal, really. And I would like to support myself by creating comic books, by creating books and stuff. And it just feels like a never ending train sometimes. But at the same time, I can't quit. I've tried quitting comics so many times because it is difficult. Anybody out there listening to this has tried to make a comic or is making comics, you know how difficult it is. I've written a number of novels, and comic books are so much harder to make than just a novel. And a novel is difficult in itself. You have to plot it out, you have to get everything right, you know, but comic books is just, maybe it feels so much more difficult because it's just so much more time consuming. I don't know. But yeah, pardon the rambling, like I said at the beginning of this video, but I don't know. I debated even making this a video and talking about this stuff, because who really wants to hear this type of stuff, right? You're like, oh, you're what? Oh, why? Woe is me. Whatever that saying is, but it's not really about that. It's just, I guess sometimes as creatives, we have those feelings where, like, is this ever going to happen? Is this really going to happen? But then you have to remember, I guess, about those other instances of other people who get rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter, and then finally they get the acceptance from a publisher, their big break at a publisher or something like that. Not that I want to make it big by a publisher. One of my books that I am specifically going to be pitching to agents, I think has really wide appeal. And that's why I'm going to be pitching it to agents. But that's just, who knows what's going to happen with that. Um, so I am going to be doing that. But at the same time, I would just really like to do this full time as my income maker, making these comics. And of course, it's like so much more of an uphill battle for me in the genre, in the niche I've chosen, because I do like all ages kids comics. So it makes it much more difficult because, that segment of readers is a lot smaller, and at the same time it's not just like a regular novel or a comic. You can't just pitch it out to somebody, share with someone your 30-minute elevator pitch and be like, hey, you might be interested in this or you might not, because usually those are for, you're talking to the reader themselves, right? But with all ages comics, with kids comics, you're not. You're talking to the parents, to the teachers, to the guardians, to the librarians, and you got to trying to convince them so that they will get the book for the readers that you need to access. You're trying to get the books in the hands of the readers who you can't even really talk to directly, which is a whole other hurdle you have to jump through when you're making these type of books. But yeah, like I said, this is just, I don't know. I didn't even know if I wanted to make this type of video and talk about this stuff, but you know what? This is the journey, right? This is the journey that's going on, and how it happens, I guess. So yeah, I decided to make this little video. This is Mega Man, obviously. If you've made it this far to the end of this video, thank you very much. I'm painting a Mega Man sample because I'm going to be doing some limited tier rewards for the Kickstarter coming up of original artwork, 5x7 watercolor drawings, watercolor sketches. And yeah, so anyways, if you'd like this, obviously hit the like, hit the subscribe, but comment down below. Let me know, are you a creator? Do you make books and novels and comic books and anything else? Any type of other creative outlets do you have? And do you have these feelings? Do you ever feel like, oh, why even bother? But at the same time, there's this internal thing in you where it's like you might be thinking that, and it might be hard to get rid of those thoughts sometimes, but you can't not create. And that's kind of where I'm at these last few weeks. I think I've just been thinking about a lot about it because of this Kickstarter coming up, and my other two didn't meet their goal, right? So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do this third Kickstarter. It is a brand new comic, it's a brand new IP, a brand new character, but what happens if it fails, what happens is then I'm gonna have 3 failed Kickstarters. The comic's still gonna get made because it's all drawn, but it just weighs on you. So yeah, are you a creator out there? Are you making something, and do you ever have these feelings? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for listening to this.